quick job I meant to do, I mentioned it earlier on in the series there, is take off the earth lead and just give everything clean. So I just give it a loosen there. I just want a 700, I was looking at the amps of this battery, cold cranking amp, 700. I always say these 20 diesels, 1000 cold cranking amps if you can of the battery, because you can fit a way bigger battery in here, as you can see. Put the biggest one in you can, unless it starts well. The owner said this one starts well. So we'll just throw on the headlamp, because lighting isn't the best there, so it's not the worst, but we'll just give it a bit of a clean up there with the drill and the wire brush. We'll shine them up, because everything is fed from that earth, really. The way the drill was going with that. Right, so that's that. We're going to look at the battery cable itself now and bring it over to that. Bring it over to that device. So it's the original positive battery cable that's on it actually, which is class. They were lovely and lovely quality. The connections they made back in those days, like these here, were unreal. Like, so we'll just give this a little bit of a clean up. It's a little bit messy there, but it doesn't make a difference. It's only inert. I'll give that another crimp there for good measure. Now, what we might do with that lad is give him a Dremel, a little rub of the Dremel, shine him up, because that's what we do here. We're fond of our shiny electrical connections, because it's more bang for your buck out your battery, and it's better starting, and it's better for everything. Now, you'd be a while with sandpaper trying to get that finish. So another thing we're going to do is we're just going to check these for tension as well, because they're not soldered in. So you do lose a little bit of power, you know, through what you may call resistance and all of that. So we'll just, firstly we'll take out the cable altogether if this will come out. So what we'll do is we're going to slot them with the hacksaw and flathead screws. We'll push in the drawer here and get you in a little bit closer. These are alright, but personally what I do is I get them soldered in. Then you have a solid connection between the wire, the cable and the battery clamp. These are nice brass battery clamp actually. I like the brass ones because they don't seem to corrode. We'll just try and take this off. Take it out. It has a good grip on it there, no? We'll try and clean up the cable if we can get them out. This is a real rainy day kind of a job if you're looking to improve your starter and your battery performance. It's one of them kind of jobs you can do on a rainy day. It's no mad panic for it, but at the same time, I don't even know how good this thing starts. I'm told it starts well, but this is definitely only going to make it better. So I'll take it out completely. Okay. Yes. Out with the cable. It's a little bit loose. We're going to sort that out. So we are. We're going to sort that out with something interesting. A little sleeve. I'm going to put a sleeve over that. Oops, wrong way. Oops, it likes to go one way, of course. So we get all them cleaned up like that. I'm going to get a sleeve and we're going to show you what I'm going to do with it. I sounded very confident there going getting my sleeve. And my sleeve that goes over the wire, you've seen me probably fit them in the other 20 diesel video. This wire is actually good and thick. The other one, and the other 20 diesel I was working on was narrow, and I used the sleeve to get it a snugger fit in there. But no, the sleeve is only for smaller wires, so that's okay. We're going to clean in there because it's a little bit corroded. It is brass at the end of the day, so we want it shining like gold. Okay. So we want the least amount of resistance. It doesn't need a sleeve, but if I had a bigger sleeve I would put it on. But it's a really heavy cable. I did bring up another new battery clamp there, but it's too thin for it. So that's okay, and I'm not cutting wire off it because that's going to defeat the purpose altogether. So we just want it to be snug. I still want to fit something over the wires. So I'm going to have a look and see if I can get something, and I'll come back. Anything at all really, little kind of a strip of metal, just to help tighten things up a little bit, right where the screw is going to contact. We'll push that down, push all the cables down nice and snugly. So we can push one in there, and that's staying right where it's meant to be, and that's getting a lovely snug fit on it there. Okay, so that's after plugging the hole there. So now when we screw in these, we're going to get a nice snug fit. There's only one thing I do have to check and see what way this needs to go. So we'll make sure that our bit of metal comes with us. If not, we'll have to take it off. I'm just going to go back to the tractor and see what angle this needs to be at when it's fitted. Check that out beforehand, but sure, it's all right. So it's going to be something like that. So actually, it's in line with that. So there will be a bit of. We will be able to bend it a little bit, but I just want to keep it. Just makes it a lot handier. This is a very strong cable, so it'll be easier taking it on and off if it isn't the whole time trying to bend away the other way. So what we're saying is something just a little bit loose. We're going to put this little strip of metal in right below where the screw goes in. we're going to put this other bit, we're just going to tidy them up a little bit on the other, in the other vise, and we're just going to shine them up then with the Dremel, and we'll come back then. Right, so a little shine up, push them all in. Try and get this one in just below where the screw goes, and a little tap, tap, tap. Home. Oh yeah, that's doing the trick now. You can actually feel that doing its trick. Lovely. So now when we put in our screws, we've got a little bit of metal right below them, and what that'll do is it'll push evenly down on the cable rather than this going through the cable, because that's what these screws do otherwise. They just go through the cable, whereas we want this to make a better connection. So actually we'll do one at a time. We'll fire it in with the disappearing screwdriver. We'll get another one. So we'll fire that in. Just that one there. There's the disappearing screwdriver. It didn't disappear at all. Wasn't telling lies, huh? It was there all along. So we'll, oh yeah. This is solid now. This whole thing becomes solid. You'll notice with these, without doing the likes of that, that they're always moving like. And then we grab them there with the mold grips just to give them a little extra bit of a nip. Now, so between shining up the cable there, you just see it's just a wire brush. Kind of just combs it really, like, and cleans it all up. Between putting in a little sleeve there, if you want to call it. It isn't exactly what I wanted to put in, but look, you get a far better nip on them. It's a little harder to grip this because it wants to go in the whole time. Let me hit the other one, but we'll just get it. Ah, yeah. Let's get a bit of a clean up on it. We may as well do this side as well, because the bolt will be hitting this side of it. The last thing to do is right there where the battery terminal goes. So we'll just give them a quick shine up with this. Do it with sandpaper either. Get a look at that and see does it need another little bit. Given just one little dark spot and it's just in there, may as well. Might just improve it a little bit. There you go, that's what I would call a serviced battery clamp cable, and now it's solid. Before it was a little bit wibbly wobbly wonder and all of that, whereas now it's solid. This I'm not worried about, it's only an earth cable at the end of the day. It is soldered in as well, so it'll be 110%. Right, let's go and fit it. Bring some sandpaper for the battery terminal. That's important as well. With some over there, I'll just bring the torch on my hat, because that's going to need a bit more light over there. Yeah, look at the battery terminal, didn't even look at it yet. And we'll clean it and we'll get a look at the positive one then as well. As I said, rainy day kind of job. Not hugely important, but as I said, I don't know how good this starter it is, how good. So someone did clean up the bolt, so only thing I will say is it needs a washer, because it's actually going to cut it through the cable a bit. So what we'll do is, this as well is part of it. Now if you want, I know you're probably like, half an hour video and you're still only cleaning a bloody battery cable, but blame it on the rain, blame it on the rainy day. So I'm just literally going to go and pick a nice flat washer for that, because you want a whole lot of that, every connection to make the best connection possible, because if it doesn't, it only ends up turning to heat, wasting your battery. Simple as that. So where's our bolt? There. So that's a nice one. It's good and flat. It's good and wide. So just burnt the top. I'm right-handed, so I can't work with the left-handed tool. You just give him a little shining up. He'll let the power through him. Sanding the ends of my fingers off. Does take a little bit of work, but if it's rusty, it's undoing all of your hard work. Okay, that's nearly good enough, isn't it? So that'll go on there, and that'll just make a job of it, because without it, they do end up cutting. As you're tightening them, the sides there of the bolt do end up cutting in a bit. So yeah, I want something just to do a nice job on it. That's it. So we'll fit this, and then we'll have a look at the battery terminal and see what is that at. Is it good, bad, or indifferent? So we cleaned up our chassis. The man is starting to think he's after fitting this on. Slightly different than the way it was, but it's going to go under the arm anyway. So look, it's all good. You want to nearly swing out with that a good bit now, and you can now, because it has its that return is perfect. There's no point in even cleaning that. Okay, so that's all right. We'll just turn it there in a way that you can get a spanner onto it there, and it'll clear. There you go. That's the way it's meant to be. Perfectly contoured with the side of the battery. Love when a plan comes together. That is nice. Okay, and that'll give us plenty of space then to get in with a battery there. In with a spanner. So we'll just try and take off the other one and have a look at it. Might bring over Mr. Dremel then and give him a day out over here. We need a spanner for that. We don't need the socket. All my stuff. standards have grown legs. Okay, so can't get in with that end. Okay, so smaller than a 13, so it's a small little bio. Try an 11, could be 12, and it's not an 11, so it must be a 12, which is a strange size. Normally, you know yourself, you'd be looking at a 13. Jesus, that's tight enough. Well, that's no harm. Nice. Are these brass as well? Yeah, they seem to be brass. And it's a positive. It's nice to see it's an actual positive one, because there is a difference in the positive and negative. Okay, well that is all looking fairly bloody good, except we have the same problem there. We have a loose cable, and hopefully not shining light on at the camera. It's just a bit wibbly wobbly in there, so these are loose as well. So we'll take them out. We'll dig out a bit of metal and we'll put that. We might move the camera somewhere where you can actually see what I'm doing. Might do the same job on that, because that's just going to be losing a bit of power, not going to be as efficient as it should. So we'll just dig out a bit of metal and do the same job. Okay, so I tried putting the camera stand around here, but it's just too tight for space. So we're taking out them screws. Actually, we'll just put them back in loose and we'll just slot them with hacksaw, because they're just a little bit shallow. Okay. Lovely. That is all it takes. We might need the headlamp, unless we want to shine it down maybe somewhere there like that. Okay, so out with the screws. I'll get a look and see what's happening with this cable now. Is it any good? Okay, it's a little bit. You see, that's what happens to them there. They get a little bit chewed up with the screws. So I'll give them just a little bit of a shine. Not too much, because there is a small few bits coming off it there, so we don't want it in flitters. So we're just going to go, this is fairly rusty in there, I'm going to go and give him the Dremel treatment. Why wouldn't we? It's plugged in, it's ready to go. And we've just made, there off camera, just made a little bit of a sleeve, or whatever you want to call it, just to help tighten things up. But this is just a little bit, as you can see, so and so. Might just be able to grab them there without doing any damage. So we'll give him a same job. These are lovely brass. They just need a shine. Without polish the grinding head a little bit more till we get a good reach in there. And in there as well. And that should be ready now for fitting. Ah, that's good enough. And you can see the kind of gold, you know yourself here. That's all you can do. So we'll get this fitted. I might let down the camera, it's fairly high there. We'll just get it in a little bit closer, as close as we can without it falling anywhere. Get it to focus a little bit there. give you an idea, a rough idea of what is going on. So try and keep all of the strands together, because the screws have damaged them a bit. See, this piece of metal might be too wide. Might have to do a little bit of messing with it. It'd be nice if it went in. It might go in, yeah, it's going in. That's exactly what we want. I want that to go in, because that'll tighten everything up. And when the cables come out, you kind of tap them in a way that you want them to widen. That'll help a lot in its own, like. Lovely. So we have slotted them a bit better, because this screwdriver wouldn't go in it. And it probably still won't go in because it's wider than the hacksaw blade. So we'll get a better screwdriver. Let's have a feel of that as it's going in. And then we'll put the mold grips on them, give them the best chance of. Is this one not going in either? That's very narrow. Right, we'll get another one. Now, this one should do the trick. It's not as wide as I'd like, but look. Definitely feels now that it's actually pushing against something, not just pushing the cable, strands of wire apart, which is no good, like. It's tight, like. Whereas before it would have just kept going through the strands. Give it a final nip then with the mold grips. Lovely stuff. That'll crown it. Now it looks like we have a strand of wire poking out that hole, but we'll get it back in. Right, screwdriver. That'll only help make a good connection if we can get it in. It's a fairly big lump. In you go. A bit awkward. I'll try and get it flat there first, I suppose would help. There we go. Okay, that's a better job now. Again, it's starting to feel solid on the end, whereas when you don't do that with the metal, they're all the time flapping around like. To bend out a bit there, like so, yeah, and that's it there. Terminal's perfect. And that should now make a good little difference. We've also put the nut on the outside so you can get with it now with your ring, rather than having it inside. Just makes it a little bit better and you don't damage it as much. So there you go. Very simple. Super simple. We'll just take a look at the other end here for the crack, because it's original and it's usually copper if I'm not mistaken. That's on the other end, I think. It's down there out of the way. Yeah, that wasn't me not thinking anyway. So I might just put a bit of rubber over that. But yeah, I'm going to bring the Dremel over and just give him a little bit of a clean up. He won't touch that in there. yeah, he could do just a little bit of a run. We have our power over here already. And then I'll take off that battery cable like I had before. That should do it. And it is as simple as that. This is all soldered in, so I wouldn't be too worried about the likes of that. As long as it's not going to go touching anything. Might just tape it up to be, might taper up just to be sure. So we'll decrease it first. Never be too careful, and people like myself knocking about forgetting to take off battery leads after a job like that. That's all it takes. It'll be more than able to take the current needed for the start of the motor. Right, just a little bit of black insulating tape around that. I don't, because of the bend that's on that, the chance of getting heat shrink on it is not going to happen. This isn't really going to be seen either. It's just purely now just functional is what we want, and safe. Put it on good and tight, so it'll hopefully stay on. And we'll bring it right up to the copper there. Put plenty of it on there, just in case one of them strands of wires decides it wants to poke through. So we're not going to go winning awards for concours restorations, but we do want things to be safe and functional. Okay, that's grand. Right, Tog and Ma, a few ideas there for battery leads and cables. This picture is 25 years ago, bringing in turf. And the headlamp there is actually, I still have it, it's from a grey gold 35. It has since been replaced with the proper Lucas Cyclops light, the LT57, and I added the 2 fold outside lights as well. So thanks a million to everyone for watching, and sure, we'll keep you updated with any more progress.